Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We're pleased to be joined by Christian Rose. Of course, you've seen him in the ARCA Menard series, whether in the Maine, the East, or the West. How's it going, man?
Going good. I appreciate you having me and looking forward to talking to you.
Okay, so talk about how this year has been going so far.
Yeah, this year's been we set out this year knowing this is going to be a learning year for us. And that's pretty much the best way I can put it. I've learned a ton. I wish I could go hit the reset button on the season because I've learned so much in such a short period of time. I feel like as a race car driver that I think we'll have a lot better results if we get those opportunities again. But it's been anywhere from learning short tracks, some intermediates to super speedways to everything in between. It's been a just complete 180 on anything I'm used to doing in a late model, but it's been very fun, very rewarding to work with Bruce Cook and the guys. And we haven't got the results we wanted, but I think the speed's been there. And we put some finishes finally together on the back half here. So looking forward to taking that momentum to 23.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of going into that, talk about some of the races that you've ran this year. I know you've ran a lot of the East races, some main races as well. And then, of course, you got one more on the docket. Of course, you'll be at Phoenix to finish out the year.
Yeah, I mean it's been a crazy schedule. We didn't necessarily set out in the division where we're going to go East, West, Premier. We kind of circled tracks that if this is going to be a career for myself going forward, we wanted to attack the racetracks that we thought would give me the best benefit going forward. Hopefully, to leapfrog in the trucks and Xfinity and so on a long-term path. So we really focused on those tracks that all these series would go to, like the Dovers, the Poconos, the Charlottes, and then mixing in a good mix of like your Irwindales and the East schedule, like your New Smyrnas and Pensacola, places that I've been in a late model to build some confidence and everything, get used to heavier race cars. So it's been a lot of fun. We've had speed at so many of these places, and I feel like I'm going to be a broken record in saying that because the results don't necessarily show what we've been capable of. I feel like Dover and Bristol is really where I struggled the most as a driver this year, but I feel like that's something common for a lot of drivers, regardless of the series you're in. Those are two very tough racetracks, but I think we could have had easily like 5-6 top fives right off the jump for our team, and it just didn't work out that way. But very exciting to know in a rookie season we had that kind of speed and can take that into 23.
Absolutely. Of course, just going into the last time we talked to you was at Toledo. Of course, you weren't racing. Of course, you were also part of the famous Southview High School visit. From people that I've talked to, that including you, that was an experience I think a lot of people took a lot of good positive vibes from.
Yeah, to lean into that, I mean, it's probably one of the most rewarding experiences I've got to do outside of the racetrack this year. I think I told you and everybody that was involved in that from the ARCA side is, as a kid growing up in motorsports, or being a motorsports fan, we never had anything in my high school like that. And to be able to reach out to kids that might want to get involved or be a part of it, it's very cool to see that and see their reaction to it alone. A lot of those kids were super excited. Just even trying to have the pace car get revved up. I mean, they were all excited and all in just on the pace car. You know, all the things that went into it, they were just, you could see it wasn't just like, oh, it's a day out of class. They actually took genuine interest in what was going on there. And I think that's a very important thing for the sport to get the younger generation involved on something that they might not see, as they might just think it's going left in the circle and not understand there's marketing, there's engineers, there's all kinds of programs that they can get involved in if they want to be involved in motorsports.
Yeah, I know that I know it's something that you might be maybe down the road, maybe doing yourself, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've explored the idea of, and it was something that I think could be very beneficial. And if you're at a racetrack, you know, if a school is willing to let you come out, just speak in general about what's going on that weekend and promoting ARCA and trying to get fans to come out to that racetrack, I think that would be an incredible opportunity just to promote the series and then promote what we're doing at the racetrack and try to once again show that there's so many opportunities within motorsports. It's not just being a race car driver. If you're an athlete, you know, pit crew, or if you're very good at marketing, there's so many marketing jobs. People are always looking for that. There's so many more avenues, whether you're a female or a male or whatever it is. It's not just a male driven sport. There might be females that have zero idea they can be involved in it and it'd be a game changer for them. So there's a lot of opportunities there.
There is. And I know you've gotten to do a lot of them. You got to, I think, throw out the first pitch at Reds or Pirates. I know close around there.
I actually did both. Did both. So
Right.
the Reds was way better on the pitch. I'll say that. The Reds I actually threw a strike. The Pirates one I started to slip on the mound. I was in sneakers, and I can tell you all that was going through my head is like, don't wind up on ESPN and have that thing go 70 feet to the left. But I slipped a little bit, skipped it in there, but it was very cool to represent West Virginia tourism and bring that out to the ballpark with the former college baseball player in me. That was a cool experience to actually get to go step on a major league mound and reach it in a different light instead of being a race car or a baseball player, but as a race car driver. That was a very cool experience for myself.
You just mentioned it. You did play college baseball. Kind of the interesting. It's always good to. It's always interesting to see how people got into racing. You played college baseball as well.
Yeah, baseball was my first, I guess, dream, if you want to put it that way. I played baseball from the time I was 3 years old till I was 23 years old. So 20 years of playing baseball. And come junior year, I kind of realized like that path in college just was not going to take its route where I thought it would go to. I just didn't have the skill set to get past playing at the collegiate level, which every player at some point goes through that in their life, whether they're a major league player or ends in high school or ends before high school. Everybody takes the cleats off at some point. So I had no idea with then leapfrogging to motorsports. I was a huge racing fan, diehard Jeff Gordon fan and Larson fan. And my roommates all used to pick on me and make fun of me and be like, we're watching football on Sunday, and I'd be going back to my apartment to watch the race on Sunday after a scrimmage or something like that. So funny that one of my roommates ended up actually working for me for a long time for the first 3 years in the motorsports world, and he actually fell in love with it as it went. But yeah, it was definitely my first career path where I thought I was going to go was baseball.
Really, that's quite interesting. Of course, I know that obviously everybody kind of knows what this is the time of the year. Also, as the season winds down, as the championships get crowned. But the other question is everyone's also trying to put together what they're going to do for next year. Is there any updates with that?
Yeah, we brought on Secure Testing. They are going to be a associate, possibly a primary sponsor for next year, and we've also brought on a new partner that I can't just say yet. They will be getting announced. They will be a primary sponsor in the next week or so. We're going to roll them out. Hoping to have some bigger news and very exciting news on a major primary sponsor for next year. But right now, all that's not locked in. I'm hoping to have a lot of those answers here in the next couple of weeks.
And of course, we'll have you on again to cover all that. So, yeah, should be a fun season. But of course, you're looking at 2023. Let's look at Phoenix in a couple weeks. How exciting is it to go back to a track that you've been at?
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I've had Phoenix circled honestly from the start of the season as we've gone because it's going to be the first opportunity I get to go back. And the reason I am so excited about it is as a driver trying to learn a lot of these racetracks, it doesn't get sim time. It's very hard to go cut a lap. Like when you get out on the racetrack and go, right onto the racetrack and bust it as hard as you can. You're still trying to figure it out. You're cautious. This is going to be the first time I've gone back to a place that I know the points. I've done it and I have experience in doing that. So I think it's going to be a good result for us. We had speed out there in the spring. We were running in the top 15 pretty solid. And I think had we not had issues, I think we would have been borderline cracking the top 10 towards the end of that race. So if we can take what I learned there and go into that with the approach for the fall race, I think we'll be a top 10 car.
Yeah. Christian Rose, thank you so much, man, for talking with us. Good luck in Phoenix in a few weeks. We'll have you on again to discuss everything else, maybe in regards to next year.
Yeah, Casey, you've been incredible in what you cover and everything. So I appreciate you having me on, just having a voice on it. I appreciate it.
No problem.